Hello, my name is Joshua Dice, and today I'm going to be delivering an impromptu speech about Borstein's book Discoverers. My prompt here, and I think I tweaked the language here, but it's the same summation of the point, is analyze the difference of discovery and religion, and whether religion is a help or a hindrance. Now, I think since we've started this throughout this book, at the beginning of it, we're in the ancient times, and more so recently, we're kind of more so closer to the industrial age, closer to the modern age. But every discovery has to start with something, and that is our unique ability as human beings to be able to think for ourselves, be sentient creatures. So, as a Christian myself, I think there's a difference between my theology and my philosophy. So, philosophy is the way I think, what I think, and questions about life, like why are we here? What makes us different from the animals? Is there a God? Right? As a Christian, I can answer most of those questions. So I say that my philosophy is what makes me think, and then my theology is what answers. So in the same way, my religion or theology is synonymous here. My religion kind of gives me the answers. So, for example, if we go back to ancient Egypt, they worshiped the sun god Ra. They noticed that the sun was up there and it was hot. It provided light. It made the plants grow. But then at night, approximately 12 hours, even though it wasn't a measure of time yet, they were able to figure out, okay, sun is up, that's day. Moon is up, that's night, right? And then that is a cycle, constant cycle, just like the water. It rains, it comes down, it flows through the Nile, right? They discovered in that there's a cycle here, and they called that a week. And from that they got the calendar. See how religion helps discovery move on, like a machine. Thank you. Next, I think it also can be a restriction, in a way. For example, I know I made a speech about this sometime last semester, where the isolation of China, where there was that big blockade between the Christian world and the Eastern Asia, right? And the Middle East was kind of locked down, the Iron Curtain, or whatever Borstein called it. The Christians over here in Europe were discovering great things. They were ahead of their time. They were doing great. But then Christian dogma, the age of Christendom, for example, was on the rise during the Iron Curtain, and which allowed China to be able to kind of bounce back, right? So by the time that Iron Curtain was lifted, China had caught up with the kingdom of Christendom over here, and they're just about on the same page, even though there's a ton of space in between them where they hadn't had correspondence. I think this can also be seen in the human body, the discovery of the human body, where they're like, no, the body is the temple of the soul, right? If you cut him open, the soul's just going to fly out and the devil's going to take him, or something like that. It's a slight exaggeration, but that's exactly my point, is that things that you believe about your religion can hinder you from discovering quicker. So it was looked down upon by people cutting open cadavers, for example. And I think Isaac Newton can be pointed to too, where he was like, no. I'm all that in a bag of chips. Well, at least that's how Borstein talks about him. Or, oh, I discovered calculus. Don't try to put any shade on me. Well, because this is what God says. This is God's order. Don't. And sometimes he's right, sometimes he's wrong. So as I said before, it can be a hindrance or a help. I think primarily it's a help. Religion, that is. Religion is a help for discovery. I think in Borstein's opinion, he believes that religion is a hindrance, because he seems to expound upon that, especially in the more recent last 4 or 5 chapters. I think that he lays it down pretty thick that he doesn't like religion as much as discovery, and that it's a hindrance. The discovery is something that should be pursued after better over religion, right? So, in conclusion, I believe, and this is my bias, that religion is a help to learning about the world, discovering things about the world, and that can help us innovate and change things and change our world over time, as it has for thousands of years. Yeah, there you go. Thank you.